Hey everyone, Marian here. Welcome back to my channel. It is finally fall, y'all, and I, for one, could not be more excited. I absolutely love going and doing like apple picking at farms and pumpkin picking and all that fun stuff. And me and my family went to a pumpkin patch last weekend and got a whole bunch of pumpkins, which was really fun. And I had the idea to do a fall themed Shabbat dinner with them. Fall is my absolute favorite time of year. I think it's because my birthday's in fall and I just am not a summer person, so it's really nice for the weather to get a bit cooler and that sort of thing. So it's my favorite time of year. And also, a lot of Jewish families don't celebrate Halloween. So I feel like it's nice to have something like a fall themed Shabbat dinner. I think it's just so much fun because all of the grocery stores and everything in America have so much fall stuff out that it's nice to kind of take advantage of the season. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing here for Shabbat tonight. I have a fall themed menu, which I'm going to show you how I'm cooking up, and I'm going to do a fall themed Shabbat tablescape. So I'm going to jump in and start with the table because that's the part I like the best. And if you guys want to see more of this type of content, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you like it. And if you're new here, welcome. Definitely hit that subscribe button down below to subscribe to my channel. And in my links below, I will also link a bunch of other hosting and Shabbat videos for you guys. Okay, let's jump in. So whenever I'm hosting Shabbat dinner, whether it's for a small crowd or a big one, I like to take out everything I'm going to need to put on the table just so I don't forget anything and I can see how much I have going on and where I want to put everything. And these, by the way, are the pumpkins that we picked up at the pumpkin patch last weekend, so I'm super excited to use those. So here is my Shabbat table all ready to go. I actually love it so much. I think it's so cute. It's totally fall and fall inspired, and I love the color. And I just love the casual way the pumpkins are just placed around the table. And then this fall plate I got from Home Goods, and I just put the Kiddush wine and Kiddush cup on it to kind of set the fall scene. And then I just have my candlesticks and matches. And the other thing I always try to remember is to put the kippahs, the kippot on the table so that everything's just ready to go when it's time to celebrate Shabbat. So I'll give you guys one more overview of the table and then it's time to start on the meal. So for my fall themed Shabbat dinner, I am making a kosher meal with chicken as the main star of the show, which is very traditional for Shabbat dinner, but I'm going to show you how I change it up for fall. So I'm going to be making a soup, chicken, stuffing, and a parve dessert, which means it's not dairy, so you can serve it after the chicken if you're hosting people that keep kosher. So I also like to put everything out just like I do for setting the table, which again just helps the process go much quicker and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I have my oven preset to 375 degrees and I have a big pot of water heating up on the stovetop. I got some cut up butternut squash. This just saves me a lot of time. And this is just a hack that I use. This is a butternut squash soup. It's organic, it's creamy, but it is also vegan, so it does not have any dairy in it. So this makes making soup go so much quicker because obviously I'm starting with a soup base and I'm just going to add some fresh vegetables to it. And then I'll also be using a little bit of this ozem soup powder to give it some extra flavor. Then for the chicken, I'm going to be making rosemary and lemon chicken. I love using the long stems of rosemary during the fall. It's such a beautiful scent and also just a beautiful appearance when the chicken is baked. And I'm just making that with olive oil, salt, and pepper. Then on the side, I'm just serving box stuffing and some broccoli, super simple. And for dessert, I'm doing baked apples, which is also pretty healthy. And we got these when we went apple picking also. They are beautiful. So I'm just going to be slicing those up and putting on some cinnamon and pumpkin pie spice. All right, let's start cooking. So I'm going to boil up the squash chunks once this water starts boiling, and then I'll just use my immersion blender, add it to the soup, and make a sort of homemade soup. So for the chicken, I kept it super simple. I just put on olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then I cut the lemon into little wedges. I put a little lemon juice on top of each of the chicken pieces, and then just put the little lemon pieces all around in the dish. I tried to arrange them a little bit nicely because this is the dish I'm going to be serving it in. It goes straight from oven to table. Then for the rosemary, I just rinsed it and then cut 4 sprigs, one for the top of each of the chicken pieces, and those are more of decoration. So for the rosemary that's actually going to be eaten on the chicken, I take the leaves off of the stem and cut them up into little pieces and then place them on the chicken. Then this will be covered up with tin foil, and I'll put it in the oven at 375 for about half an hour, and then I'll uncover it and let it cook for another 20 minutes or so, just checking that it doesn't burn. Okay, so for the apple pie of sorts, the healthy version, it's super simple. I cut up 3 apples for 4 people, which was more than enough, and just arranged them in a circular pattern in my pie dish. And when I was all done chopping them up into thin pieces, I just added cinnamon and pumpkin pie spice. You could add sugar as well, but I find that these apples are sweet enough already on their own, and I am trying to make this a little bit of a healthier dessert. Of course, you could serve this with non-dairy ice cream to make it a little bit more indulgent as well. And the pie is also going into the 375-degree oven for about an hour. It's really nice to be able to use the same temperature oven. So yeah, that's gonna bake now. So after about 15 to 20 minutes, the squash is all cooked through, and I just drain it off, and then I was going to use my immersion blender to make it super creamy, but I actually like my soup a little bit thicker, and I didn't feel like washing that thing. So I just used a potato masher to mash the squash. Because it was cooked already, it was super easy to do. And then once it's all mashed up, I just add my squash soup to the squash, and mixed it together, and then heated it on low for another 10 minutes or so just to bring it all together. And I of course will always taste it, make sure that the flavoring's right, that the salt is right, and this one is tasting delicious and ready to go. Okay, so my fall themed Shabbat dinner is all out of the oven and ready to go. It smells so good. I cannot wait to eat it. But I'll show you guys how all the dishes turned out. But before that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up so I know to continue making videos like this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. Okay, let me show you guys how it all turned out. So this is the completed table, and here is the rosemary lemon chicken, smelling so good. This is stuffing just out of the box, and I just roasted some broccoli to have with it. This is the butternut squash soup, smells so good, and of course I tasted it a little bit. And for dessert, I've got the baked apples, the cinnamon on this. Oh my gosh, you guys, so good and very healthy. So yeah, here is the completed Shabbat fall table. I hope you guys have a Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you next time. Bye.